Hello and welcome to the Environment This Week series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be covering topics which are important from General Studies paper 3, that is environment and ecology. So basically the idea that we have taken is we will be covering few of the news from the current affairs, and then we will be talking about the static portion of it, and in the end we will be solving few of the questions related to it, that is in the form of practice question. And like always, you people will give me the answer in the comment section. So let us first of all look at the topics that we will be discussing today. So that is key news of the week are Himalayan Hangul deer, Aravali Safari Park and the blue checked bee eater. So first of all let's begin with the first topic, and that is the Himalayan Hangul deer. So the Himalayan Hangul deer was in news because of the topic of the conservation, how the Hangul deer can be conserved. So the impact of human activities on Himalayan Hangul deer. So the CSIR and the CCMB researchers, so they have collaborated together, and the researchers have emphasized reducing human activities like livestock grazing during the breeding season. So whenever the breeding season of the Hangul deer is going on, then the livestock grazing activities needs to be lessened. So, and the human intervention also needs to be lessened. These activities directly impact the reproductive capability and survival of the Hangul deer, and if the reproductive capability will be disturbed and the reproductive capabilities will not reach to its full potential, then what the slow but the gradual decline in the population of the Hangul deer and also the reproductive health of the Hangul deers will be at risk. A study was conducted on the population of wild Hangul deer in Kashmir, because the Hangul deer are basically found in the regions of the Jammu and Kashmir. The study was published in Nature Scientific Reports, providing valuable data for the conservation efforts of Hangul deer. Now about the Kashmiri Hangul. So they are known locally as Hangul in Kashmir, and the only surviving subspecies of European red deer in India. So they are European red deer, and in India they are known by the name of Hangul. Then they are designated as the state animal of Jammu and Kashmir. Important point for you, you need to remember this, that the state animal of Jammu and Kashmir is Hangul deer. Then it was first described in 1844 by Alfred Wegener. This is also important. Then thought to have migrated from the Central Asia to the region of Kashmir. So it has been thought, see, factual evidences are not present, but it has been thought and the studies has been done that the migration of Hangul has taken place from the regions of Central Asia to the region of Jammu and Kashmir in India. Originally found across Kashmir and parts of Himachal Pradesh, so majorly at the higher reaches. Currently confined to Dachigam Wildlife Sanctuary near Srinagar, covering around 141 square kilometers, and the Dachigam Wildlife Sanctuary is present in the regions of Jammu and Kashmir. Now the conservation status of Hangul deer, aspect from where the question can come directly or the question can be asked directly. So that is conservation status is, it has been listed critically endangered by the IUCN. So the IUCN status is the critically endangered, and critically endangered status in itself is concerning. It means that the conservation and the protection aspect of the Hangul deer needs to be kept in mind. Then the Dachigam National Park serves as the last viable habitat for Hangul. Then the threats, if we talk about, then poaching, insurgency, habitat loss and human wildlife conflict. So these are the threats to the Hangul deer, and one of the major losses and one of the major threats to Hangul deer is also a threat which as of now is, you can say, a common threat to all the animals species, and that is habitat loss and the human wildlife conflict, because the connection, or you can say the communication between the human and the animal has become so close that the chances of the human animal conflicts are on the rise. Next is Aravali Safari Park. So there is a project. So recently the Haryana government is aiming to develop the world's largest safari park in the Aravalli range, and from the environmentalists and the conservationists, the opposition can be seen very openly. And the proposed area by the Haryana government is around 3,858 hectares, and the few of the planned features include animal enclosures, hotels and restaurants, aquarium, open air theatre, aviaries, botanical garden, cable car, walking trails. The project spans across Gurugram and the Nu region, around 2,500 hectares area of Gurugram and 1,200 hectares area of the Nu, and it will be managed by the forest department with the expert oversight. Now let's talk about the environmental concerns and why the environmentalists and the conservationists are opposing this project of the Haryana government. So Aravalli Hills are ecologically crucial, preventing desertification and maintaining groundwater levels. And desertification as of now is one of the major problems, and Aravalli ranges also over a long period of time, it can be very easily seen that the Aravalli ranges are degrading. So opening more number of projects will be in a longer run and in a long period of time will cause harm to the Aravalli range. And around 37 retired Indian Forest Service officers has petitioned the Prime Minister to cancel the project, and the argument which they have presented includes that the goal is tourism, not conservation, and this project will damage the groundwater aquifers which are vital for the Gurugram and Nu. As in the coming times, it is very easily and very clearly it has been seen that the heat waves and during the summers the temperature will go up, and this temperature rise and the rise in temperature ultimately is what will happen, the water scarcity. It will lead to water scarcity, and groundwater, which plays such an important role in the fulfillment of the water needs of the people and the urban areas. Imagine about the metropolitan cities, that how much problem they are going to face in the coming future. Then experts suggest restoring native forest instead of large scale development, and that is why the restoration of the forest is important. And as of now we will see that the urban areas and the metropolitan cities, they in itself do not possess much green cover or the forest areas, and that is why the conservation of the forest areas in itself becomes important, because seeing the sustainability of the environment and how important it is to pass on a sustainable ecosystem to the future generations. Then legal protection for Aravalli. So what legal protection Aravalli has? So various laws and court rulings protect the Aravalli Hills, like for example the Punjab Land Preservation Act 1900, Indian Forest Act, Supreme Court and the National Green Tribunal orders. Then certain areas are designated as the protected forest to restrict encroachment and non-forestry use. So these are few of the legal proceedings which protect the Aravallis. Coming on to the third topic and the last topic, and that is the blue checked bee eater. So look at the picture, it's a beautiful picture full of colors. Now let us talk about the general information and the habitat of the blue checked bee eater. So it is known by the name of Merops persicus. Merops persicus, a passerine river belonging to the bee eater family, and the bee eater family is known by the name of Meropidae. Meropidae. Then it is found in the North Africa and the Middle East, extending to Kazakhstan and India. So basically the central India part. It is a migratory bird which is present in the Africa during the winters. Occasionally it is spotted also in the European countries like the Italy, Greece and the Sri Lanka. Now about the classification and the taxonomy of the bee eater bird. So two recognized subspecies include Merops persicus and the Merops persicus Chrysocus. Little different pronunciation. So you can say Hyrocircus. Hyrocircus. So first is it breeds in Asia, migrates to the Middle East and the South Africa, and the second one breeds in North Africa, winters in West Africa. Then it is closely related to the blue-tailed bee eater. So very similarly, it also relates to the blue-tailed bee eater. Now about the physical description and the behavior of the bee eater bird. So it is a small and a colorful bird. So colorful is very important because the color is, you can say, is one of the most characteristic feature of this bird, that how colorful it is. So it is basically small in size and very colorful in nature. So it is small and colorful bird. So they mostly have green feathers, blue tail, red eye patches, yellow and brown throat and a black beak. And if we talk about the length of the bird, then it is around 30 centimeter, that is around 11 to 12 inches. Males and females, they look similar, but females have a shorter tail feathers. So females have a shorter tail feathers and the male have a longer tail feathers. And if we talk about the habitat of the bee eater birds, then they basically are found in the arid and the semi-arid regions with scattered trees and shrubs. So that the habitat in which they can survive also makes them very special, that is the arid and the semi-arid habitat in which they can survive. So if we talk about the diet of the bee eater, as the word itself is saying that it is bee eater. So the diet includes primarily insects including bees, wasps, hornets and the dragon flies. So these were the 3 news, and now coming on to the practice questions related to all these 3 newses. And like always, you people will give me the answer in the comment section. And how are you going to do it? So just write 1, 2, 3 and the answer in front of it. So let's start. The first practice question is, who first identified the Kashmiri Hangul? Alfred Wegener, Charles Darwin, Joseph Kitzels and the Walter Roy. Now next, that is the second question, which Indian state contain the Aravalli mountain range? So that is Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana or all of the above. Next, that is, where is the primary habitat of the blue-cheeked bee eater bird? Open forest and grasslands, hilly and rocky regions, urban areas and the arid deserts. So give me the answer in the comment section. I think the questions are easy. I am expecting you people to give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.